Gun violence. Too many innocent children are shot to death, leaving their parents behind to grieve for years, often for life. Their moms who brought them into this world, many never get over the pain of losing their child. In less than a minute, I'll be talking to two such mothers. Also in this program, you'll meet a high school student who wants to be a dermatologist, who tutors chemistry and is a musician. And you'll meet a young financial consultant whose concerns about the attitudes that cause black businesses to either fail or not do well influence him to write a book that will soon be released. How do mothers deal with losing their child to gun violence? My guests are Maxine Lewis, whose 17-year-old son, Carlton, was shot to death for his sneakers, and Ithrim Brown, whose only son, Jabari, was gunned down in his car in Canarsie after stopping to buy food on Flatlands Avenue. Welcome to Brooklyn 45.
Hello, how are you?
Every child is unique, and every loss is special. How would you describe this unique situation today? Maxine, let's begin with you.
Well,
and where are you today?
If you had asked me that maybe a few days ago, I would say I'm at a good place. But anything triggers your going back to that place, asking questions. I went to an event Saturday, this past Monday, and it was for gun violence. But there was one little thing that was said that triggers me crying, angry, wanting to run, just run. As if the first day when my son was killed, I wanted to just keep running. Just run. Or just lay on the floor and beat your hands on the ground and just bawl. And that was my feeling this past Monday.
I dream.
Hey. Well, how could I describe this? Numb. Empty. Yesterday was my birthday, and I turned 43, and my only son is not here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in this world. This is what it do to you. It's a pain that's no doctor can prescribe any medication for it. It's just very empty and surreal.
Yes. What do other people do to help you ease your pain?
I have a great support system. My faith, in God. The reason why I'm sitting here today, and my family, my sister, my niece, my mom, I have a praying mom, Miss Maxine, also understand what I'm feeling. Because in order for you to understand, you have to go through it.
Yes.
And it's painful. It's really, really painful. It's just painful. Emotionally painful.
Yes.
And the mind, the psychological part of it, and the emptiness that you get up and be like, oh, I gotta feel like this again. That's what it does. Your life will never be the same.
Maxine, you've been a friend for Ithrim. What do you tell Ithrim, and what advice do you give to other parents? Because we're going to talk a little while about an organization that you have set up.
Yeah.
But
we don't give advice to the parents. I don't give advice. The thing is, we connect because I can listen to what she's saying, and I can say yes, just that. And I could say something and she's saying, oh, yes, yes. So you connect on that level. You don't have to say, do this, do that. That's the connection. Because I know exactly what she's feeling. She knows that pain that I'm feeling, that when she says, I don't want to be here, and I can say, oh, yes, 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 I've been there.
How
I
strong has
know.
your faith been for you?
Very strong. I got baptized May 12th because I said if I made it to a year, I will, you know,
Yes.
continue to trust God, and I trust Him. So yes, that's the only reason why I'm here. Is because of my faith. That's it. That's the only reason. When I feel empty and
Yes.
I don't want to be here, because that's how you feel, And I was telling Miss Maxine, if there was a way I can leave this earth without doing anything drastic, I would. So I know it's because of the grace of God is keeping me and
And
having
God is
mercy on
not
me.
ready for you yet.
Yes.
I'm sure there are other things that He has for you to do in this life. And your faith, I'm sure, tells you that. So, and I know, I don't know, but I imagine that it is very tough. But you've got a good support system. You've got friends, and you've got God and church on your side.
Yes.
Amen.
Tell me about this organization, this support group that you have set up.
So I started, it's called, it's in memory of my son, Carlton Loxley Bennett. So I started it because I look at it and I said, it's so final. That is just so final. And I could just go along and nobody knows about him. Nobody knows his name. Was a terrific soccer player. He wanted to become an engineer, and nobody knew that but me, his family. And now you're looking for, you give birth to your children. You want to see them excel. You want to see them do all these great things, and then it's cut short. And
Yes.
I couldn't go to his graduation from high school. I couldn't because he wasn't here.
Yes.
I don't see a wife. I don't see children from that union. I don't know what it would look like today. So I said I want people to know about him.
Yes. So how do you approach these people? What do you tell them? And tell me about the
Foundation.
yes.
So the foundation is called Carlton Loxley Bennett Foundation. And our mission is to provide scholarship through tuition for high school students to assist with whatever is needed for school. Our aim is to really wanting young people to stay in school and get a career or get a life. The
Yes.
person that killed my son was a young person as well. So as I see all of that, I wanted something to encourage the young people, and I
Yes.
wanted not another mother to go through what I am going through. So that was one of our main reasons. So over
Yes.
the years, we are just working with young people to help them.
Do you get the opportunity to meet with other parents who have lost their sons like you have?
Oh yes, we
And what do you tell them?
just that I'm here. That's it. I'm here. We meet someone and you see a tear and you're hugging. You don't have to even say a word.
Yes.
Just that connection. We're exchanging telephone numbers and that's it. We're sisters for life.
Irene, I see you shaking your head. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just started my foundation, the Jabari Dante Law Foundation. So it's just now coming together.
Yes.
So we're providing, financial for
Support.
Yeah, we support for like burial and a repast and suits and and support for the mothers, the Jabari Dante Lyle Foundation.
And mothers, these are other mothers.
Other
who have
mothers
lost
as
their-
well, because I know how it feel, and I know not everyone have that support. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I have that support, and it's a blessing to have my family
Of course.
and the people. It's just been a year, so it just happened, and still have these, genuine people around me and the support of my family.
A
So
year is a long time. But if you're dealing with the loss of your son, it is not a long time.
yes,
What support do you get from elected officials, if any?
none. I haven't gotten any. I've sent out numerous letters to Mayor de Blasio. What's her name?
What about other local elected officials, your city council persons, your state assembly persons, your senate representatives?
None. None.
So you rely on the support of people in your community and your relatives.
Yes.
What would you like to see happen now to address this problem of gun violence? What would you like to see happen?
My son got gunned down in Canarsie.
Yes.
It's a hot spot over there. I want to see police presence, because after my son died, 4 other young children died, and there's no police presence, there's no lights, there's no cameras, and nothing is being done. Nothing is being done. So I'm here. I'm Jabari's mom.
Yes.
I'm his voice. And to bring peace to the community,
Yes.
and it also starts with the community, and just to bring peace to the community and for our kids to go to the store and make it back home. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see cameras and police presence in Canarsie neighborhood. It's ridiculous out there. They're gunning down these children. We have a gang problem as well. But yeah, when you look at the TV, they're saying crime is down, crime is down. Crime is not down. We're being killed. Black on black crime. We're being killed. And here it is that my son, Jabari Dante Lao, how hard it was for me to raise him as a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated high school, made it to college, 3 credits shy from getting his degree, went out to get food, and didn't come home. This is unacceptable.
Yes.
And I just feel as though this is just unacceptable that my son, other mothers, lost their children in Canarsie, and nothing is being done. There's nothing being done. These kids are able to drive around with these guns and just see this car that they don't know and just fire it into the car, and nothing is being done. And I feel like lost, like there's no help, because there's nothing they can do. There's something we can do.
And what is that?
We can come together and try to combat the gun violence that's going on in our neighborhoods and take back our streets. That's what we can do.
Yes.
That's what we can do, because, I gave birth to this young man. He's real. He is real. And not every, I just feel like they don't, who is supporting us? Like, who is supporting the black community with that sense, with the gun violence? Who?
Yes. Maxine, one last word from you.
Well, I agree with Itrim so much, As a mother who have started this foundation, I haven't gotten a lot of help. Most of the help that we got is fundraisers. Fundraising from our next door. And I've gone to a lot of electoral officials. I've asked for help. And one organization that have helped us several times, the 67 Precinct Council.
Yes.
With Pastor Monroe's stretched out hands. We have done this. But, one of the things that I see with the gun is who is helping? Parents need to be involved. Parents has to be involved.
Yes.
They have to. Because their sons and their daughters,
Could happen to them.
Not only that it happened to them.
It could happen to them.
It could happen to them,
Yes.
but not only that, some of them are the shooters. They're the shooters. And as I Dream said, we have to come back together and take back our community and our children.
That's the word. We've got to come together
Yes.
and take back our communities.
Yes.
I want to thank you, Maxine Lewis. I want to thank you, Ithream Brown. I got it right?
Yes.
Our sympathies are with you.
Thank you.
But we encourage you to be strong and to continue to work hard in the community to give support to other mothers who need your support.
Yes.
Yes.
And for other members of the community who need to hear from you.
Yes.
Concern about why black businesses are failing or not doing as well as they should, the myths about black businesses and the things we as consumers say or do to contribute to that has prompted the writing of a book you should read. I'll be chatting with the author after Pat Jacobs' conversation with a young academic achiever who aspires to be well, let her tell you. Pat?
Thank you, Sam. With me this afternoon is Pheona Angoy, a student at Midwood High School. Welcome, Pheona.
Thank you.
It's really good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
Now, you just completed first year and you're going into second year, and you have been scoring in 90s. You have maintained that all year. But you know, there's something that interests me about you, and it is your dream profession. Now, you're in the medical science program and you want to be a dermatopathologist. Now, that is some tongue twister. Can you tell us exactly what is dermatopathology?
Dermatopathology is basically a mixture of dermatology and pathology. Dermatology deals in matters of the hair, skin, and nails and different things that can affect it. And pathology is the study of diseases. So together it would be the study of diseases that can impact hair, skin, and nails.
Why did you choose that? You know, to be honest with you, I have never heard of that profession. And so really that intrigued me. Why did you choose that?
Well, at first, I just wanted to be a simple dermatologist because I used to go on YouTube and see Dr. Pimple Popper videos, and it interested me. So I looked into it, and I found out that it was a really interesting job. And then I found out that it'd be a simpler task to be a dermatologist and a pathologist because you'd be able to identify different health things that might be affecting your patients. So I wanted to help.
Great. Now, that is something, I mean, that's a learning moment for me. Now, apart from your program, you are involved in tutoring. Yes. That is also something that I really found interesting about you. What subject do you tutor, and whom do you tutor?
Okay, at Midwood, we have this tutoring room, and I tutor in chemistry and geometry. And there would be different students, freshmen, sophomore, all the way up till seniors who take chemistry and geometry as well. And they could walk in and ask for help with a specific subject, and then I would help them. And the criteria for becoming a tutor was that you have to be scoring excellently in each one of the classes, and you have to show up to tutoring on time.
So you pretty have to be disciplined. You have to show up. Is it every day you go to tutor?
Yes, but on different days you would be in the tutoring room. The tutoring room would probably only be open on a specific 2 days for you. And then outside of the tutoring room, I could tutor someone like at the library in our school or outside of school in general.
So what's the difference between tutoring in the tutoring room and tutoring in the library?
Tutoring in the library would probably be a harder task because it's louder in there. And in the tutoring room, we have more resources because they have a wall of textbooks, and we have teachers with us who may know more about the subjects we need help with.
Also, there are teachers there who whom you could call on for assistance.
Yeah.
So you're tutoring older kids?
Most of the time.
But that's great. And you are tutoring algebra and chemistry?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, I also know that you are involved in the performing arts. What exactly do you do?
I love to sing. And at Midwood, we have this program that is actually called Sing, where we have a drama portion, a dance portion, and a chorus. So I applied to be chorus leader, where we would write the songs and teach it to the chorus, as well as perform them on instruments. And apart from that, we were required to take a music at Midwood, and I took beginner band. So I played most percussion instruments.
Most percussion instruments.
Yes.
Now, let me go back. Did you say that as chorus leader, you had to write the songs?
Yeah.
So how many songs have you written?
10.
10?
Yes.
In 1 year?
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll soon be a recording artist. That's a possibility, I guess.
That sounds fun.
That sounds like fun?
Yeah.
I'm sure. So you second year, what are your hopes for second year?
I'm aspiring to be more school oriented. Like, I understand the need for extracurricular and helping, but I want to be more in tune with volunteering and focusing on my subjects because things are getting harder and more difficult.
Do you plan to
these days.
take on any new activity?
Yes, because this would be my first time trying volleyball, and I may do sing again. And I'd like to join jazz band where I would learn how to play the full-on drum set.
Okay, so you're going to continue with your music, and I think I heard you're going to try to volunteer with the Red Cross?
Yeah, we have a Red Cross Club at Midwood where we go to different places like nursing homes, and then we give back to our community.
It is great to have a student who is so balanced as you are, you know, focusing on the academics, volunteering, and doing the performing arts. All the best for the future.
Thank you.
Pheona, it was a delight having you with us today.
Thank you.
Over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Pat. My next guest is a financial consultant whose book about how to build successful black businesses is about to be published. Janneh Wright, welcome to Brooklyn 45.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about this book.
So the name of the book is The Black Business Success Model, Conquering the Myths of Our Perceived Weaknesses. The reason I started writing this book because as I was doing some of my normal consulting work, some of the questions that came up or some of the comments that came up from other black businesses and from other just customers is these myths that hamper our businesses. There's the myths of us having bad customer service, or the myths that a black business is more likely to try to gouge you out of money, or try to have some kind of negative perception against them. One of the funny jokes that I heard while I was doing some research was someone saying that, you know, you haven't been to an authentic Caribbean restaurant if you haven't been screamed at by the owner. Now, for me, it was insulting, right? I'm Caribbean, so I know there's so many business owners out there who are professionals in what they do, but these myths and these stories, these jokes are hurting our businesses because those jokes become reality, and you know that whole phrase of perception is reality.
Yes.
It hurts our businesses. So I wrote this book and gave a lot of very strategic advice of how we can go beyond those myths and try to break down those myths and have people start to realize that a black business, like any other business in the world, is professional, has great customer service, and will give you exactly what you're looking for.
It seems as though you have two types of audiences here. The people who go to these businesses and who spread these myths, and also the business people who are not doing the job that they should do.
Correct.
How do you reach these people with your book?
Well, the goal is things like this. Thank you again for letting me on the show. The book, I'm going to actually do some book signings. I'm going to go and try to talk at some schools just to start with the entrepreneurs who are coming up, as well as in my consulting work, I do a lot of trainings and for owners just to give them the kind of advice, you know, create your vision statement, create your ethics statements. That way you know that as someone walks into your store or walk into your establishment and you have that vision statement blasted right in front of them, they get to know who you are immediately just from reading your walls. Mm-hmm. So it's very deliberate. You're going to do very deliberate things to help you just get to squash some of those myths about yourself.
Now, your book is titled The Black Business Success Model.
Yes.
Tell us about the model that you're presenting through your book.
So the model is much larger, right? I have a goal of, you know, the black business, the entrepreneurs in this country, in this world, have a very high impact on our community, on our society. And the goal of creating the success model is about creating businesses that have the ability to actually impact the community by either hiring people from the community or being able to do things in the community that makes the entire community lift at the same time. So the success model is showing black businesses the true power of where the business can go. Yes. You know, it's about one of the things I always say. It's about getting those mom and pop shops to start seeing themselves as a competitor of Walmart and not just a one-off shop that's going to make a couple $1,000s to feed their family. But I want them to start thinking of the businesses that they're growing as competition for the larger businesses out there. I mean, we're we're the minority in this country, but we can still hold a percentage of that market share.
Well, there are other minorities in this country too.
Exactly.
They are doing better than many black businesses.
Yes, and then those kind of understanding those and understanding why that happens is important, right? There is the idea of our unity is not there, or the idea of the myths of our businesses, and all this work that we're trying to do, all this work of this book and the lectures and the talking is about having these entrepreneurs and then having these business guys understand the impact they can have if they do certain things in a certain way to counter some of these myths.
So what really causes businesses to fail? I know you've done a lot of research, and you have your MBA, and you're a business consultant.
Yes.
With that kind of experience and background, what would you say causes businesses to fail?
I mean, for me, I think the two things that I look at, all is under leadership, right? There's just because you create a business, that means you're the right person to lead it, right? And I think a lot of business owners, they take that into consideration of when they start a business. We're very creative people. We can create things out of the blue and have someone else manage it. Not everyone has that management ability. So if you're in that place, you can learn it. There's not something that you can't learn.
Yes.
But that management ability, that leadership ability is one of the top reasons businesses fail. Because you have to be able to communicate your vision to your employees. You have to be able to communicate your vision to the outside world. And if you don't have that leadership in you and in the business, that's one of the major reasons that they fail. The second reason is usually financial, right? It's much harder for a African American business, a black business, to actually get a loan. So the way you start up is always going to be a little bit harder, right? You're going to save, you can use your own money, you can use your own 401k, you're going to use your family members, but understanding that the money that you have has a limited height because you can't get that loan. You have to do the budgeting properly. You have to do the money management properly. And that's where people start to come up with these great schemes, and they're looking past the money. And by the time they get to 1, 2, or 3 weeks out, they're out of money and now the business is going down. So having those two things together are two of the things that we talk about in the book of managing your money properly, having a proper budget for your organization, and knowing exactly how long it's going to take for you to get to where you need to get to.
Thank you very much, Janneh. Also, thanks to Maxine Lewis, whose 17-year-old son, Loxie Bennett, was shot to death for his sneakers, and Ephraim Brown, whose son was shot in his car, and to our young academic achiever. You can watch this program on our YouTube page, and you can post your comments on our Facebook page, Brooklyn 45 TV, or email us at Brooklyn45. That's Brooklyn 45, and you can actually email us at info@brooklyn45.com, info@brooklyn45.com. We'd love to hear from you. On behalf of our entire Brooklyn 45 team, I'm Sam Tate.